Have you ever looked at a picture of Mars and thought, could a place like this actually exist on Earth? Surprisingly, it can. Our planet is filled with landscapes so strange and extreme that they look like scenes from another world. From deserts that resemble Mars to giant salt flats that turn into a mirror of the sky, these places prove that Earth can be just as mysterious and beautiful as any alien planet. Today, we're exploring 5 incredible places on Earth that look like they belong somewhere beyond our planet. Let's begin with number 5, the Atacama Desert in Chile. The Atacama Desert is one of the driest places on Earth. Its landscape is filled with enormous rocky valleys, salt flats, volcanoes, and almost completely barren areas. In some parts, the ground is so dry and lifeless that it looks surprisingly similar to what scientists imagine the surface of Mars could look like. The Atacama has even been used by researchers as a Mars-like environment for studying extreme conditions. The combination of almost no rainfall, intense sunlight, high altitude, and unusual geological formations creates a landscape unlike almost anywhere else on Earth. But despite looking completely lifeless, the Atacama is not actually empty. Tiny organisms have adapted to survive in some of its harshest environments. The region is also famous for astronomy because its extremely dry conditions and high altitude make it an excellent place for observing the night sky. So you can stand on ground that looks like Mars while looking up at billions of stars. Number 4, Salar de Uyuni in Bolivia. Imagine standing on a completely white landscape where the horizon seems to disappear. Salar de Uyuni is the world's largest salt flat, covering thousands of square miles. During the dry season, the surface looks like an endless white desert. But when a thin layer of water covers the salt, something incredible happens. The surface becomes a giant natural mirror. The sky reflects across the ground so perfectly that it can become difficult to tell where the sky ends and the ground begins. It can look like you're standing between 2 different skies. This enormous salt flat was formed from ancient lakes that gradually evaporated over extremely long periods of time, leaving behind massive amounts of salt and minerals. The region is also important because it contains significant lithium resources, which are used in many modern batteries. But for visitors, the most unforgettable feature is the landscape itself. The combination of white salt, blue sky, clouds, and reflections makes Salar de Uyuni look almost like a different planet. Number 3, the Danakil Depression in Ethiopia. If you want to see one of the most extreme environments on Earth, the Danakil Depression is hard to beat. This region is famous for intense heat, volcanic activity, acidic hot springs, and colorful mineral deposits. Some areas contain bright yellow, green, orange, and red formations created by minerals and chemical reactions. The landscape looks so strange that it could easily be mistaken for the surface of an alien planet. The region is also extremely hot and difficult for humans to survive in for long periods. But the Danakil Depression is more than just a strange-looking landscape. It is also an important geological environment. The Earth's crust in this region is being pulled apart by tectonic forces, creating conditions where new geological features are continuously developing. Scientists study places like this to better understand how our planet changes over time. When you see the colorful pools, volcanic rocks, and steaming areas, it almost feels like you're looking at another world. Number 2, Socotra Island in Yemen. Socotra is one of the strangest-looking islands on Earth. The island is famous for plants and trees that look completely different from the vegetation we normally see. One of the most recognizable is the dragon blood tree, which has a wide umbrella-shaped canopy and a strange appearance that makes it look like something from a fantasy movie. Socotra has been isolated for millions of years, allowing many species to evolve in unique ways. A significant number of its plants and animals are found nowhere else on Earth. The island has mountains, deserts, beaches, caves, and unusual vegetation all packed into one remote environment. When you see photographs of Socotra, it can look more like an alien ecosystem than a real place on Earth. Scientists are particularly interested in isolated environments like Socotra because they provide valuable examples of how evolution can produce unique species when populations remain separated for extremely long periods. And now, number 1, the Waitomo glowworm caves in New Zealand. Deep beneath the ground in New Zealand is a cave system that can look like an entire galaxy. The Waitomo caves are home to tiny glowworms that produce a blue-green light. When the cave is completely dark, thousands of these glowing points can appear across the ceiling. From below, it looks almost exactly like a star-filled night sky. But these aren't stars. They're living organisms. The glow is part of the glowworm's survival strategy. Their light helps attract small insects toward sticky threads that hang from the cave ceiling. So what looks like a beautiful galaxy is actually a fascinating biological process happening inside a dark cave. Visitors can travel through the caves by boat while looking up at the glowing ceiling. The experience is so unusual that it feels like entering another world. And that's what makes all 5 of these locations so incredible. The Atacama Desert can look like Mars. Salar de Uyuni can look like an endless mirror floating between 2 skies. The Danakil Depression looks like an alien volcanic landscape. Socotra looks like a fantasy ecosystem. And the Waitomo Glowworm Caves can look like a galaxy underground. These places remind us that we don't necessarily need to travel into space to see something extraordinary. Earth itself is filled with landscapes that can look completely alien. Which of these 5 places would you want to visit the most? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more incredible places, science, geography, and mysteries from around the world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.